And we're in. Welcome back, guys. Good to have you here. Hope everybody's doing well. We are on Dire Marsh Night, as you can tell from the title of the video. We're going to try another one of these map strategies, kind of guide, talk through, walk through, whatever you want to call it. I'll just be giving out tips and bits of information as we play, how I play Dire Marsh. Not that I am some sort of expert or anything, I just kind of, exfil quite a bit, so I'll let you guys know what I do when I'm playing. Straight off the bat, it's the same, kind of format as Perimeter. I'm not going for loot, I'm not doing quests. I'm just working my way around the map. Okay, not making noise was the goal there, but I'm going to just move away from that audio. I don't want to be the first person to make noise. But yeah, we're just working our way around the map, listening for people, and then trying to get them out. Obviously, some of you might be thinking, well, I'm not, a big PvP player, but I would just say to you, force yourself into those PvP situations. Every time you die in an extraction shooter, you get better. So, if you're following along with what I do, just focus those PvP scenarios before you do anything else. You may lose your fights, but you'll get better when you lose, and if you win, you'll get some gear along the way. As you can see, as I'm moving from POI to POI, I'm trying not to make any noise. Dire Marsh is one of the hardest maps to rotate around in. There's just so much going on. But for Complex, I completely avoid Complex. Obviously, we have the Warden spawn there. I don't want to go near him because then it pops up on the map that somebody's found him. I don't want to give anybody information that I'm in the area. I'm just going to rotate straight to the next POI. As I'm moving around, I'm listening, looking for anybody doing the same thing. These popular rotation spots are going to be like here, they're going to be over here. The more you play, the more you get to know. That door shouldn't be open, so somebody's in the area. I'm going to get over there and pop a scan, and then we're going to try and play for high ground. I think he's in the middle floor. I see him. I think I see him. No, that's a bot. Maybe the bot opened the door. No, I was right. So he's in the basement. I'm just going to go challenge now that... So he has audio that I'm in the area. Is he gonna run? I think he's gonna run.
Attack.
So he's went up and out, so I gotta follow him and try and play for audio here. I did hear a door above me, but I don't want to assume that's him in case he catches me off guard. I hear a claymore. One of the map ones. Don't think he came through here. I'm gonna go get on the roof quickly, play high ground. This fight's going on a lot longer than I would have liked. It could be over here, I guess. I'm just gonna go push this and check. If I can't find him, I'm gonna probably move on. I mean, if he wants to hide, he can hide. He is in there, I can hear him.
Go.
Oh my god, another knifer, what a surprise. There's my daily knifer in one of my videos. Every video I upload, an assassin charges me with a knife. I'm just going to quickly take what he has, and then we're going to move it along. My cat, for the last 2 attempts at this video, has jumped clean on my desk right in front of me, so I can't see my monitor. I had the exfil twice and restarts. Not a bad thing, though. The visibility was terrible on those runs. Okay, so we're going to push it over. When you do rotate into this POI, or what I do is I grab height immediately. You want to play these 2 roofs. Most of your fights are going to be between these 2 roofs at this POI. Most of the players that you encounter will be up there. If your agility's high enough, you can make this jump at the side here and just go straight up. I had to throw my cat off the desk again. Don't worry, he landed on the bed if anyone's wondering if I abuse him. Right, we're going to push it over the greenhouse here. But yeah, like I said, your fights will be on those roofs, so you grab height immediately, and, you know, you should have a sniper on this map, and you're just challenging the other side. Greenhouse then. Any POI that I can hear somebody. Unless I'm schizophrenic.
Who's out there?
I'm schizophrenic. Any POI that you push into on Dire Marsh, you want to grab high ground as soon as possible. So for this side of Greenhouse, you just push up here on the left. Just be careful for claymores, and then you're grabbing on top of this prestige room here. Just gives you the most visibility, and you're in the best position to react to any enemies, any players. High ground is king in most video games, so nothing's different here on Marathon. Bots will usually tell you what's going on. If he's walking like that, he's neutral, and if these guys are floating, you'll hear like a hum. That means nobody's in the area or nobody's aggroed them recently. So I'm kind of safe to rotate here and jump around. I'm gonna have to kill this sniper bot. Hopefully I can knife him. And I was able to. Wasn't able to avoid that claymore somehow, but whatever. I'm going to try and avoid the turrets and the ticks, so I'm going to rotate over here. For Greenhouse then, most of your fights are going to be on these like little small buildings here. Let's go counter this exfil. So it's the same as Bio, you're just playing for those roofs and challenging across. I wouldn't push into an enemy because they can just kind of head peek you against those ramps. I would only really push in a squad if you have a knock or if you have some sort of information that they're not on that angle anymore. So this guy at the exfil is going to hear me coming. Sounds like he's also shooting though. Even though he is leaving the map, and I did say we're trying to get people out of the map to make it easier, I would always challenge people's exfils, especially if you need the loot and you need the PvP practice. I'm going to try and bait some shots here. The bots are neutral, so I feel like he might be dead. Gonna go play for this ladder here. He might be up here though, that's where I sit when I pop this exfil. Let's find out where he is.
Seeker deployed. No one can hide.
Okay, there we go, we got him. 15 minutes left on the raid. Let's see what this guy has for us. Oh, nice. Oh, this guy had some stuff. I'm kind of glad we waited. I still have the loot from the last game. I still have like blue loot I found on this guy. I don't know if it was this game or last game. I think it was last game. Yeah, but I'm glad we hung around for this guy. He had some good stuff. Okay, so this area here, there's not much to tell you. I mean, it is a good rotation point because there's a lot of cover from these two buildings. So what I like to do is hit this ladder here. Obviously, there's a spawn right there, as some of you may know. Anytime you play solos on Marathon and you spawn in, just make a mental note. So if you spawn over here, just go, oh yeah, there's the crate with 192 on it, that's the spawn. Just make a mental note. And then over time, as you play, you'll know every spawn on the map. So you'll know, where to look as you're moving around, especially at the start of the raid. But this area here, what I like to do is hit that ladder and then rotate over to quarantine, just maintaining that high ground. I will always do this rotation if I spawn there, just grab height immediately. I don't really go into quarantine at all, unless I hear a player, I know somebody's there. But you'll never see me in quarantine unless I desperately need surveillance lenses or something. What is that? Okay. But yeah, we're just moving around the map, looking for players. We already have 2 players out. That guy was exfilling and we were the only person to challenge, so at this stage I think the lobby's probably got like maybe 2 more people. Could be more, but from experience I would say about 2. So this is probably a good time for any quests or any specific loot. Like I said, if you need salvage or something and you know an area has it, this would be the time to do it. When you've got a couple players out or a couple extracts have gone, this is when you start doing what you need to do in the raid. But always try and get into PvP situations at the start, because it makes you better. You have a chance of getting good stuff like that guy had, and it clears the lobby out. So we're going to start talking about POIs. Maintenance here is a big hotspot on Dire Marsh. A lot of my fights, if not most, are on maintenance. What I like to do is, if I'm coming from the quarantine side, I like to wrap all the way around, especially if people are on the roof. There is a spawn back there, by the way. I like to come all the way around this building. And finally we're up. Yeah, get on this platform, and then we're playing for the roof. As you come into maintenance, you'll start hearing audio, and the more you play, you'll learn which area the audio is coming from. So there is this inner platform here. The shots and the audio will be higher, and it will kind of bounce off the roof. That's how you know they're on platform. If you see bots down or explosions down here, then they're lower. Whether they're lower or upper platform, most of my pushes will be this little hole here. Now, this only works if nobody's on the roof, of course. But you grab this area here, and then you can start scanning the upper platform. I kill people all the time from this little hole. And you're just scanning, shooting, scanning. And then as you come in, there is a box on the left. Just check that quickly. People like to sit there. I don't know why, but there's been a few occasions I've seen that happen. Top office is usually empty. You'll not see people in there. If there's a team here and we kill them or we fight them, I'm pushing right to the back. This is going to give me access to the other side of the roof. People do come in here, you know, even I come in here before in the last video. But yeah, you're just scanning the roof. Most people do like to sit up on height. Another thing you can do on maintenance is if you come right to the back here, you can actually switch sides to the other side of the roof. A lot of people jump and bounce off and fall, but if you just if you let yourself fall and vault up, you'll hit it every time. But that's basically it. Maintenance is a big hotspot, but it's most of the fights are going to be that upper platform and these two sides of the roof. If I'm coming in from this side then, it's the same thing. I'm hitting this platform and then I'm getting height. If you watch my videos regularly, you'll know I always push up this side, always push up roof. If I hear shots at the front of maintenance, I'll grab this high ground here and get some kills as well. So always go for height if you can manage it. That rocket drone's going to be really annoying, but whatever. Yeah. Oh well. Moving on the algae then, like I said, every POI, you're just aiming for that high ground. Unless you have information that they're immediately there or something, you know. The high ground then is going to be that roof. That's a big hotspot. It's also one of the best locations at this POI you can grab. What I'll do is, if you'll see in videos, I'll hit this ladder and then I'll just hit this ladder. If somebody's close and they are playing up there, you can come inside and kind of come behind them. And you can coordinate with your squad as well, so you both hit the ladders at the same time and you can kind of just come up here and chal it. If you're a solo, just try and get information on where they are. If they're closer to this side, you hit this ladder. If they're in the back area in the main, then you hit that one. That drone's just gonna ruin the whole thing, boys. It's just gonna absolutely bully us. Again, when I'm pushing this POI, I'm going for roof. You know, we should all know the rules by now. But I always come in from this right side, as you'll see in videos. And there is this main ladder here that I'll always grab. Sometimes people are sitting at the top of it, but most of the time it's free. This here bridge is a massive rotation spot. A lot of people caught out here, a lot of fights you'll have on this bridge. So when you do grab that height, you're just checking the top. And then you're just checking the bottom and just scanning all the way up it. Another rotation zone is this like little valley here between the anomalies. People come in here all the time, so if you are on this high ground, you're just checking that quickly. If there's people underneath you, just, you know, be wary. They can pop up here and here, I believe.
Threat marked.
So when you're playing high ground, you need to be careful. People like to play this spot back here as well, so just be careful. But in terms of AI, like, a lot of my fights will happen from the roof. They'll not happen on the roof, so I'll be on the roof challing. If I'm rotating in from the bridge, a lot of the times I do get challed from this area here, so I'm just like walking up and watching it basically in hip fire stance. If you do have to fight in the building, you're just making your way towards the staircase. People like to play in the there's a claymore in there. People like to play in the corners and stuff, so I would drone in first. If you don't have a drone, you're just going to have to be careful and check them. But if you can avoid going in there at any cost, do so. Just play high ground, maybe play outskirts, maybe play under sometimes, but I wouldn't recommend it. And then if I'm coming in from this side, I'm hitting the roof again. I don't know why I heard shots there. That is strange. In terms of Dire Marsh, then, in this area specifically, I just avoid it. Like, you'll never see me, like, hanging around in here or playing this area. This is just like a middle area, you know. I'm just passing through this place. The cover's terrible. If you get caught out here, you're going to get absolutely smoked by a better squad. Like, just avoid that at all costs, boys. Just move through it. So complex then, what I'm doing is I'm aiming for this platform straight away. If I can get up the stairs without getting shot, that's good. Most of the time when you come up here, people will be making noise. They'll be scanned here. You'll know they're in the middle area. Obviously, there's a warden up right now, so that's not going to be a concern for me this game. But I'm grabbing this top platform, and then I like to split the team up. So if I have a team, then somebody will go that side, I'll go this side. That way we can get anybody trying to poke out. If I'm solo, I'm just coming up this right side since I have this area here on my right. Unlikely you'll ever find a player back here for any reason. I mean, it happens sometimes, but it's very rare. So I like to come to this right side so I know this is clear. If you go on the left side, you can get shot all the time from over there. So I'll push up from the right here, and then I'll have prior info. People will be making noise in the middle, or maybe I'll see him, and then I'm just, you know, going in for the kill. It really is that simple. Sometimes you'll get people to go into these buildings, and then it can get tricky because there's a lot of staircases and claymores, and, you know, I get lost in here. I don't even know the layout most of the time, but for complex, it is going to be this middle area that's most of your fights. So controlling those lanes and playing the long range is what's going to help you win. And then, like I said, if you split your squad up and people start running off and trying to rotate out, you'll have both sides covered. I think we have covered every POI for the most part, but when you're rotating around the map in Dire Marsh, you'll see for me, I go from POI to POI with like the shortest route possible. What you can do sometimes is play like these foresty valleys and rotate through here. Although the thing is, the visibility is low, the grass is long, there's a lot of high ground angles that are watching it. I would always use like the shortest route possible for rotations, which have the most cover.
5 minutes until.
So I would never really use these like valley rotations. The only time I would use them is if I hear like audio and I know somebody's close and I need to get to them as quick as possible because they're distracted, and then I'll just pop through and, you know, and start challenging. But for the most part, if nothing's happening and I don't hear anything, I'm taking bridge. I'm going across the complex, and then I'm cutting over to bio through the shortest route. So like I said, you can go through all this shrubbery and foliage, but I wouldn't recommend it. But that's going to be most of the POIs. I think we will try and exfil here. Not exactly a crazy run for value, but I hope we did get enough information out there. Like I said, I probably left a lot of stuff out. You know, we didn't get into a lot of fights, so you can see it firsthand, but it's not like I'll just make one video and be done. There'll be other things that come to mind, other things I want to talk about that I do in game, and I'll put it out there. But okay guys, that's going to be it for the video. I do hope some of the information that I put out there is useful to you guys in Dire Marsh. It is a tough map, rotations are hard, you know, there is a lot of long range angles, but you do have to play it, you have to get used to it. It's not like we have, you know, a massive selection here in Marathon. So hopefully anything I gave out there while we were playing helps you guys exfil more, and there will be more videos like this in the future because, like I said a million times, I've left stuff out there that'll come to mind later. But other than that, boys, I am going to bounce, but as always, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.